Okay, so this is an old trend, but let's see if my cats will participate. Pretty much the only thing I didn't bring out were the single shadows. Oh no. Did he already do it? Okay, wait, let me... Okay, so for sure this is the foundation he picked. I can't tell what he... I can't tell. He kind of walked over these, so... Okay. Oh no, I wasn't paying attention now. Brown mascara. Oh, you can't see, but he's trying to fit in the box. I guess he did fit. Fatimo! He stepped on it. I don't think that counts. Okay, he totally smelled this one. Okay, I think he smelled this one. Okay, I think they keep going around the brown one. Okay, this one. 10. Thank you. Okay, so it's been about 3 weeks since the last clip. I keep redoing it because I keep messing up the makeup. Not because of the stuff that they chose, but just, like, for example, the first time I messed up my eyeliner. Anyway, point is, we're gonna redo it today. And first I'm gonna tell you the products that they picked, and then I'm gonna tell you how we ended up adopting them. Okay, so the first two things that they picked out was the BH Cosmetics B by Bubs Beauty, and I'm gonna use this shade for my brows. I was gonna use this anyway. Fatimo had picked these before I had put everything out, so I wasn't gonna use them, but you know, I guess I will. And then he also picked out the Milk Makeup Ritz blush. For eyeshadow, he picked the ColourPop Sweet Talk palette. I'm gonna use this pink shade, possibly the shimmer, have not decided. For blush, he had picked the KVD Snapdragon, which I think I'm actually going to use this as eyeshadow. For foundation, they picked the Glossier. For mascara, they picked the brown CoverGirl mascara. And then this is a Ritual Defy blush balm thing, but I moved it into this lip balm. So they picked that for lips. Okay, so I knew I was allergic to cats because my friend had cats, and whenever I would go to her house, I would get very sneezy and my throat would itch, and it was bad. And her house actually smelled really nice. Like, it didn't really smell bad or anything. So in my mind, I was like, I guess I shall never have a cat, even though I love cats. Which actually, I feel like I don't know how old they are, because I don't even know how long I've been married for. So around the time that I was gonna move out of my parents' house, And I think at that point I already had bought the house. And at the same time, I was barely starting to date someone. My mom and I were out in the driveway of her house. I just kind of like joked around with her and I was like, hey, can you catch that cat that's out there for me so I can take it to my new house? And so that's all I said, right? But I still knew that I was allergic, you know? Like a week later, my mom's like, oh, hey, the neighbor gave me some kittens. They're yours now. And I was like, oh my God. And she was like, I know you've always wanted a black cat, so you can keep the black cat and then the other cat, like I can take it in. And I was like, okay. And so yeah, so I took it home. I think at that point I was still like sleeping in the kitchen floor because the floors weren't done. They were only like a few weeks old, and I contacted my friend that likes cats, and she sent me a YouTube video. I think it was the kitten lady. I think that's what her name is. She was like, oh yeah, like don't give them like regular milk, it's bad for them, and blah blah blah. I need to go back, my bad. Okay, so according to the neighbor, my bad, she used to feed a stray cat and she just disappeared and never came back for the 2 kittens. So the lady, my mom's neighbor, was giving them like just regular milk from like regular baby bottles. So yeah, by the time that I got them, I bought the kitten powder milk, and I was like feeding them. Their claws were so freaking sharp. I don't know, they're just like little tiny needles, and like you're trying to feed them and then they're like, you know, digging in the claws. And then the other cat, Megan, as I had named her, I had named her after Megan from Key and Peele because she would always yell at Fatimo to stop fighting her. I feel like she kind of had a harder time like figuring out how to use the bottle. Eventually I also bought some food, and like Fatimo, my black cat, he actually was able to learn how to eat like really fast, and meanwhile Megan didn't. And yeah, she didn't make it. Megan didn't make it, y'all. So that was kind of sad. I think when I got them, they both had some type of cold because Fatimo had like these huge like eye boogers, and then the other cat always had kind of a stuffy nose, which apparently it's like very common for kittens to have issues with colds when they're young. And my allergies were fine. I was totally fine. And Fatimo was a bit of a menace or whatever. He would always like fight our feet and everything. I don't know, he was crazy, but he was so cute. Which, by the way, his name was actually Fatima because I thought he was a girl. But then we ended up changing his name to Fatimo when I found out he was a boy. And yeah, I guess it kind of worked out because I have like 2nd or 3rd nieces that are Fatima. So yeah, I guess it was good that we changed the name. And my mom was also like, you named her? Now I'm thinking of the Twilight thing, but she was like, you named her after the saint. And so anyway, so I guess it kind of worked out. I mean, he's still, I guess, named after a saint in a way, but I just really like that name, Fatima. So which is actually really easy to name him, well, when it was her. And anyway, then a year passed, and at that point my boyfriend at the time and I had been dating for a year. He had kind of mentioned like, oh, what if we get a 2nd cat so that, you know, Fatima isn't lonely. I was like, I don't know. He was starting to convince me, okay? And then we went out for our 1st year anniversary, like dating wise, and that was the day that he proposed. And then the next day we went to SPCA and we adopted Moquito, which is a gray cat. We went to SPCA, we just went to look, but we got him. I actually wanted to get a tuxedo cat like the ones that have the white paws and like the black fur. And I also really like tortoise, is that how you say it? The ones that are black and have like the brown spots. The other thing is that I really wanted to get another boy cat. So my husband ended up picking Moquito because of his orange coloring that he has and the little stripes. I feel like as he grew up, they kind of went away a little bit. And then he was also one of the cats that interacted with us. So yeah, so we got him, and his original SPCA name was actually Splash, which I think he was named Splash because whenever he jumps, he kind of like jumps weird. I don't know, like it does seem like he's splashing, so I'm assuming that's why they named him, which is kind of a cute name. But we struggled so much with figuring out what to name him, and then eventually I was like, okay, you know what, I named Fatimo, you can name you know, the second cat. And yeah, my husband picked Moquito, which means a little booger. Again, kittens have colds. He had always a stuffy nose, and he would always go. So yeah, so that's why he named him Moquito, because he sniffled a lot. I think during the time we were also watching The Mandalorian, so we almost named him Grogu, guys. Anyway, so that's kind of a worse name. I actually kind of did not like the name Moquito, but it kind of stuck. I think I usually call him a Moquito. And then same with Fatimo, sometimes we call him Fatimo, which is not because he's fat, it's just we're pronouncing it like that. And the times we have taken him to SPCA, people call him Fatimo, which is probably nicer than Fatimo. But I don't know where I got left off. Oh yeah, anyway, that's what we named. Oh wait, the brown liner, I forgot about that. They picked this brown liner, forgot about that. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, which by the way, let me tell you about their interaction the first few days. So I had seen videos of how you're supposed to introduce new cats, and apparently you're supposed to leave them in like 2 separate rooms so that they kind of get used to stuff. And so I was gonna do that, right? But then I was like, you know what, fuck it, let me just take him out. So I did, and Fatima was really just like following Moquito around everywhere. And like, I think he did hiss at him maybe like 2 times or so. But honestly, I think he was just really curious about him. And I feel like it took them about a week for them to like cuddle together, because like Moquito was always like looking for him, and like, you know, he was just kind of like the typical like baby brother. But then within a week, then they were cuddling, and then they were more like active with each other and, you know, around each other more. But also I feel like Fatimo is usually very friendly with everybody. Like whenever guests are here, he's always super nosy and like all over them. And he's the same with like other pets and stuff. Like he's just curious. Versus Moquito, he totally has social anxiety like me, and he always hides when people come over. Yeah, so anyway, that's what happened. Going back to the allergy stuff, I feel like I started feeling allergies like towards the end of last year, so I got a little spooked. I've changed allergy pills and it seems like it's okay-ish, but then again, I feel like it's more the pollen allergies that are getting me, or maybe it's just a mix of the two of them. But anyway, I also kind of mop and try to dust a little bit more often, but I think maybe adding a second cat did kind of, you know, mess me up with the allergies. But anyway, so far we're good. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Bye.